Yo, what is going on guys? It's Ledio and welcome to So Serious Gaming, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a little bit of a look at my DPS final measure build. Now before I get into the build, a lot of people have been asking me either in stream chat or in the comments section of my videos, where did I get this jacket from? And well, it seems I made a mistake because I've been telling people Mark 3 or maybe the Mark 2 caches, but almost certain it was the Mark 3 caches. And well, the other day somebody reminded me of the holiday caches that we had over Christmas, and that's kind of when it twigged that that's where I got it from, which would explain why nobody seems to be able to find it anymore. So yeah, if I've had you looking through the Mark 2 or the Mark 3 caches, my bad. So on to the build anyway. Now, as you know, most teams they'll run a healer, and it's always a toss-up between is it the final measure healer or is it a reclaimer healer. And well, why not have both builds in one team? You have your reclaimer as your dedicated healer, and you have your final measure as a DPS support build, which is exactly how I used it. I still do enough damage to crit players for over 20k without any buffs or without a pulse. And I provide my team with the support in the sense of controlling the grenade spam and of course any crowd control that I use for one of my skills. So, you know, why not have both, right? So as you can see with the stat rolls, I got 6.7k firearms, 5.3k stamina, and then the electronics has basically not been spec'd into whatsoever. Because again, I'm not running it as a skill power build, I'm running it as more of a damage support build. So I main with the house, which has 22.3k base damage. I run it with responsive and deadly. The magazine is mag size, crit damage, rate of fire. The sight is crit damage, headshot damage, crit chance. The muzzle is crit damage, crit chance, headshot damage. And the underbarrel is crit damage, accuracy and reload speed. The Elvoa that I run for my secondary is just my kind of support weapon. I have Predatory active on there so I can give myself a little bit of extra healing on top of my Reclaimer's immune station or, you know, box, whatever. And then Determined to help the cooldown of my ults. And I run that with a magazine with 120% mag size, crit chance, rate of fire. The sight is crit chance, headshot damage, crit damage. The muzzle is crit damage, crit chance, headshot damage, and the underbarrel is stability, crit damage, and accuracy. So, onto the chest piece. It's rolled for stamina with health and exotic damage resilience. I mean, considering that you get exotic damage resilience with final measure anyway, it kind of makes sense to roll exotic damage resilience on there. And of course, we have ammo capacity as well. The mods are both stamina rolls, both with crit chance. The mask is rolled for firearms, and at the moment it's rolled for crit chance. I'm kind of debating whether to roll crit chance off and go with some more exotic damage resilience, because generally we run with a pretty strong pulse, so crit chance isn't overly needed. So I may switch that out, and if you want to run exotic damage resilience instead of crit chance, by all means you can do. You would be doing absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever by doing so. And then blind death resistance. Ideally I would prefer something a little bit better than blind death resistance. There's other things that you could have resistance for that would be much more beneficial, but the two main roles are what's more important. And then we have stamina with crit chance on the mod. The knee pads again are rolled for firearms, and then we have crit damage, we have blind death resistance, increased kill XP and disorient resistance. I would definitely want bleed resistance on here, 100%. And the holster is rolled for health. You can go crit chance on there if you want, but again, like I say, it's a team build. We will have a pulse on the team, so I don't need crit chance, which is why I've gone with health on there. The gloves are rolled for firearms, crit damage, SMG damage and crit chance. That's basically all you can do with them. Unless you're running assault rifle as your main, then of course you go assault rifle damage. But because I'm SMG, I've got SMG damage, and you always want crit chance and crit damage on there. You won't need skill haste because again, you're not a skill build. You have a healer for that. And on the backpack, again, we rolled for firearms, crit damage, ammo capacity, and the mods are stamina with crit chance and 2 first aid self-heal mods. Also, the performance mod on the holster is a first aid self-heal, and on the knee pads is a first aid self-heal also. So if we look at the character sheet, we have 43.5% crit chance, 134% crit damage. Now, this build is not optimized. Once it is optimized, that crit damage will be 136%. Again, the crit chance I may lower just so I can have the extra exotic damage resilience. So we'll see. That may drop down to about 40%. But again, a half decent pulse is going to take me to the max crit chance anyway, so I don't need to worry too much about that. Then if we go down to our survivability, we have 51% exotic damage resilience. If I roll crit chance off the mask and put exotic damage resilience on there, we are going to be pushing about 60%, give or take, depending on if it's optimized or not. So, the way we ran this when we were running it on stream, I was running the fire turret. I really don't know why the pulse is on there because I wasn't running pulse with it. I had the fire turret on here, and we had our healer obviously running his healing station, and basically we had everybody on our team running defib. The reason being, our healer was using the pulse and his box was keeping us up. The revive time on his box is about 5 seconds. But if we need somebody up quicker than that, we have 3 defibs available, which would mean instant revives all round. And it helps us to stay alive, and it worked out really, really well for us, and it gave us a night of pretty much non-stop successful manhunts. And of course I was running a recovery link. We tend to run 2 recovery links, a blue and then attack. That's generally how we run it. We have 2 people that can revive down teammates if we really need to and we've got nothing available and so on. And then we have blues and tacks, you know, to counter or just make a big push if there's an excessive amount of players in front of us and we just need to do a big push, wipe out as many as we can in as short a time as possible, then that's what we're going to go and do. So the talents I run are of course triage, battle buddy and combat medic. I run combat medic so I can use medkits for my teammates. Pretty much everybody on our team will run combat medic for one another. Battle buddy, so if I use a green, I revive a downed agent to reduce incoming damage by 30% for 10 seconds for both players. Again, this works with the defib as well, so it's extremely beneficial to run this when you're on a team because any form of revive is going to give you that damage resistance. And of course I run adrenaline to help with status effects, most importantly Predator's Mark. If status effects aren't really being a huge issue, you could take that off and go with critical save using a medkit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. It helps you stay alive, but as I'm in a team and I want to kind of focus more on my team, I want to ensure Battle Buddy and Combat Medic are on. Triage is just going to help make sure that, you know, every time I throw a heal down, I use a medkit on a teammate. It's going to reduce my cooldowns so that my turret or even my heal is available that little bit faster. And again, adrenaline, if status effects are a huge issue, you need adrenaline on. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's my DPS final measure build. I had a hell of a lot of fun using this the other night. The way we ran it, we had a reclaimer who was healing us. He had his pulse, which was, you know, it was nice and strong. It was a concealed pulse, so it wasn't as strong as maybe attack pulse. But of course, when you have other players that are going to be running a pulse, you want to use a concealed to ensure that they don't get their damage buffs on you. We had a Banshee and we had a guy running 5-piece Alpha Bridge with Savage Gloves, and it really worked out well. One of them was running EMP, and I believe we had a second turret as well to help control the players even more. So we had the EMP to counter any strikers, we had the turrets to kind of control the players and stop them rushing in too hard. We had the final measure that was controlling the grenade spam. We had a healer that was keeping us up and providing us with extra damage via the pulse. as well as countering other players' pulses also. And like I say, it made for an extremely successful night of pretty much non-stop manhunts. And as you will see in the footage, there was more than one occasion where we went back-to-back manhunt. I mean, like, cleared manhunt to 1 second later being rogue again and getting manhunt and clearing that one and so on. It was, like I say, it was a non-stop night of just pure manhunt, and it was an absolute blast with not a single one of us running striker because, let's face it, striker's pretty boring, right? Keep my stacks up, keep my stacks up. That's pretty much all it is. And I mean, yeah, it's strong and it melts, but it's kind of boring, and I'm not having fun using it anymore. So it was really, really fun to use this, and the fact that I'm known for using builds that deal as much damage as possible, and you know, this is more support based whilst it still does a good amount of damage. I've really enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing differently, and yeah, it works out in a team because you don't have to sacrifice the dedicated healing that you get with the Reclaimer in order to control the grenade spam. You get to keep your Reclaimer and you get to control the grenade spam whilst having 3 players that still do good amount of damage. So there you have it, guys. I'm going to leave you with some gameplay. I may have to mute the gameplay as it's from stream and I had music playing, so I will probably mute the gameplay and put some copyright free music on there for you guys, just to avoid YouTube taking my video down, because the last time I put a video up that had any form of music on it from my live stream, YouTube took the video down. So I'm going to avoid that happening again. So yeah, I'm going to mute the game sound and just put some copyright free music on there for you guys. But yeah, enjoy the slaughter. You guys are awesome, and the amount of support you guys have been showing me as of late is incredible. Not just on the videos, but on the live streams over on Twitch. Those of you who watch the live streams on YouTube and you aren't aware yet, I do now stream on Twitch. I just much prefer the platform as far as streaming goes. It gives me so many more options to give you guys, and it allows you guys to do a lot more also. And yeah, it just all around for me personally, it's a much better platform for live streams. So if you haven't already, I will put a link down below in the description so you guys can head over to the Twitch and drop a follow and catch us in our next live streams. If you are watching this today when it goes up, Wednesday the 16th, I will be live tonight doing the survival shields. So make sure you head over, join in. Probably watch us fail miserably as my teammate blows me up by shooting an NPC's explosive pouch and instantly killing me because I was already freezing to death. Yes, that actually happened, and it sucked. So yeah, once again, man, you guys are amazing. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and comment below and let me know, have you been using a DPS final measure build? Have you been running it as a healer? Do you prefer it as a healer? Do you prefer it as a final measure? I don't know. Let me know what you think below anyway. You guys are awesome. Stay being awesome. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. There's like 3 behind us.
Warning. Your division affiliation has been disavowed.
One on the left is down.
Watch out for them. Watch out for the snakes. Yeah, watch out for them. I seen all the signs. I seen all the signs. They've been telling lies. They've been telling lies. Watching how I move. Watching how I move. I've been keeping track now. Watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the snakes. Yeah, watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the snakes. Yeah, watch out for the copying what I do every time. They wanna take what's mine. They busy faking and telling me lies. Now I watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the snakes. Yeah, watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the snakes. Yeah, watch out for the copying what I do every time. They wanna take what's mine. They busy faking and telling me lies. Now I watch out for the snakes. You been so focused on me, damn, I think you forgot about you. Feel like the goat, I'm surrounded by sheep. Damn, you been busy watching me move, paying no mind, staying staying online. If you've been wondering, I'm doing fine. Made 150 in a year, I'm only 22, so don't pay me your time. Back with a track and I've been moving up. I'm a bachelor, but you know I've been getting love. And I'm back, I'm a rap when my life getting tough. I'm a master the craft and I never give it up. I put in time, I earned the shine, I worked it out. I made it mine and fell in line, and I came a long way, not the wrong way. Know that one day I'll be big as Kanye. I seen all the signs, I seen all the signs. They've been telling lies, they've been telling lies. Watching how I move, watching how I move. I've been keeping track now. Watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the snakes, yeah. Watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the snakes, yeah. Watch out for the copying what I do every time. They wanna take what's mine. They busy faking and telling me lies. Now I watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the snakes, yeah. Watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the snakes, yeah. Watch out for the copying what I do every time. They wanna take what's mine. They busy faking and telling me lies. Now I watch out for the snakes. Y'all been too busy flexing. I've been too busy not checking. I learned my way from my lessons. I earned my way from my blessings. Don't try to come take my possessions, cause you know that I'm way too invested. And I got some big plans in my life, a story like Instagram. Move alone, don't need a middleman. And I handle business, I'm a busy man. Made a LLC, now I'm a businessman. If you want a feature, you need 50 grand. I've been on my way to the top, been on my way to a flop. I seen both sides, y'all really thought I would stop, but I gotta pave out my way, I'ma take my time. I seen all the signs, I seen all the signs. They've been telling lies, they've been telling lies. Watching how I move, watching how I move. I've been keeping track now. Watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the snakes, yeah. Watch out for the snakes. Watch out for